Alright, can I get the team squash to the primitive, please? Squash to the primitive.
If you're eliminated and you did not get into the money, you're eligible for the second chance tournament. For ticket sign up right now at the tournament desk, it's $80 for the team. If you're playing in platinum, your matches will be tomorrow. All other matches will be tonight and continue until tomorrow.
All right, we got a hot seat match for the Platinum Division Teams Division. And we're already off and running. All right, so first up on this table here, as you can see, we're doing 2 tables. And you can see table 5 in your small window here, and table 6 is in the bigger screen. And it looks like Scott Zurich versus Randy Baker. Those first 2 matches, as well as Patricia Tipton versus Francisco Silva. That goes by Poncho. This one is, I believe, Scott Zurich. And both of these teams are undefeated in the tournament. One of them will not be. So this is the hot seat match, otherwise known as the A-side finals, meaning whoever wins this match wins the hot seat, and they will be in the finals. And whoever wins the B-side will come up to play them. Oh, I did have the names wrong. So this is Patricia Tipton, I believe, that's at the table now. And she is playing against Francisco Silva. According to the score sheet that I have here. Nice shot on that 3 ball from Patricia. Opens up the 6 ball, and she's got a little bit of an angle here, but I don't know if it's enough to get the 7 ball out of trouble. I got Shu Chang here.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Shu Chang.
Got a little time here for my own B-side Platinum team match. So happy to join here. Oh, she tried.
Yeah, she wanted to take it off of that ball.
Yeah.
Carom shot. And meanwhile, on table 5, Randy Baker is at the table, working on his table over there. He's playing Scott Zurich. Okay, this is Poncho. Francisco Silva, and his nickname is Poncho, so I always prefer to call people what they prefer to be called.
Do you know why it's Poncho?
No.
I don't know.
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
They just said everybody calls him Poncho. I always think of the sitcom Chips. You're too young to remember that show. It's an American sitcom from the 70s and 80s.
Wow. Right. Looks like he's going for the 13 aside. Pretty close, but looks like he's pretty confident about it. Draw back.
Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, he's
12, 11. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 in the side, 12 in the corner, 11 in the side.
Yeah.
He's got an angle that can kind of, you might just bump the 7 a little bit. It's okay.
I don't want to bump into a 7 simply because if I bump through 6, it's fine. Yeah, he held it pretty nicely.
Yeah, he is shooting over the top of the 7 ball now.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that could be an issue. Okay, coming into the 4 ball is going to make more of a difficult shot on the 8, but definitely manageable. And I'm going to open up the chat so I can see who all's here. I got 17 live viewers watching. Nice shot there from Poncho to close out the first rack. Gets on the board for PAYNE'S +2 out of Yakima. And I'll give you guys the rosters here. PAYNE'S +2 as a team out of the Yakima area. They play out of the Dutch. Scott Zurich, Francisco Francisco Silva, Troy Payne, and Lonnie Payne. And then on the other side, you have a team out of Salem, Oregon, Focus, Randy Baker, Patricia Tipton, Tony Tipton, and John Mesa. So those are your lineups in this hot seat match.
I'm not in charge of anything. I'm not even in charge of Patrick. See? Patrick's in charge of Patrick.
All right, so Tony Tipton is racking and breaking this rack. And he's going to be playing against Troy Payne.
It's in the teens. Just how you like it. Got it. I thought we were friends.
A very good break, but I don't know if I saw anything go in a pocket there.
No, it's dry.
Oh, man, that's rough because that was a really good break.
Yeah, I think after day one, I just stopped using breaking from center. Stop breaking from center.
You did? You went to the side break.
I went to a side break. No, just because like this, if I broke and it's dry, it's too open for the opponent.
Okay. And so now we're going to see Troy come to the table.
Matthew Card, you're about
All right.
Matthew Card.
Combo on the 7 ball, looks like.
Yeah.
Open table.
Yeah.
Take care of that solids problem. Still do have a 2-3 issue for solids, but not as bad. So
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah, it's
you
not-
really want to make the 7 first.
yeah,
If you think too much, like where you want exactly you want to combo it, how it's gonna end, if you miss it, it might cost you even larger.
yeah, that's a big penalty, really, because now you're giving the chance for solids to be taken and still have the 2-3 issue. However, the 3 ball plays to the top left corner once that 4 ball is removed.
I think both balls.
Okay.
It's opening it up.
There we go.
Nice one. Okay.
Yeah, that was a perfect speed to open that 2 ball up.
May still have to play the 2-7 combo.
I like
Maybe.
I like for key balls here, Shu Cheng. I like you could either leave the 3 and the 6 as key balls to get to the 8, or the 1 ball gets you right to the 8 ball. You could take the 3 and 6 now, and then play the 2 and the 7, and use the 1 to set up an 8. Oh, this is going to be a problem.
I like the way he tried, because he was gonna try to take out the 7, maybe come back out to take out 3, 6, then 2, and then 1.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, he's called the.
One more in the side.
So I think that he can masse. I think that he's looking at a masse shot. Just around this ball, just curve it a little bit before it straightens out. Maybe he has it very cleanly. He doesn't look like he's massing.
Missed
He
it.
definitely had it because he missed it on the other side. So I was thinking that he was going to hit it too full. So
Or maybe he massaged too much, too.
he didn't masse.
He didn't massage.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wasn't jacked up at all.
I see. It was just a super thin cut.
Yeah, he was not elevated.
Mm.
It's just a thin cut. And he also, on that, he broke out the stripes problem. Okay, good luck in your match, Yu Cheng.
Yeah. I think we have new tables ready.
All right,
guys, enjoy.
Play well.
Mhm.
Xu Chang also in the platinum division for teams, and they're getting close to the finals for the B side. I think they're one away from the B side finals. So if they win their two, Xu Chang, Chow, Iris Wang, Justin Lee, and Masa. And they've won, I think, their last 4 straight matches today. So after they lost yesterday, it's doing really well.
Becky Stillwell, 52. Becky Stillwell, 52.
Right. So good job from Troy there. And I see that over on table 5, they're starting a new rack. It looks like a 1-1 score. So I'm guessing that Randy had gotten his work done on that rack. That was Randy versus Scott.
Table 68, Steve Young, Steve goes to 3, 4.
Okay. Tony Tipton getting control of the table now.
Table 65. Here's our Frank.
Oh,
That goes to 6.
okay, not bad. Although he's missed that shot, it didn't make too big of an impact because he has tied up some stripes, which is going to create a little bit of an issue for Troy to get anything going. He's only got a back cut on the 11 ball to the top right corner, or a safety somehow. Maybe there's a place where you can find a safe. I actually like the safety to be right like this. If I can get this ball in here, I kind of like that. I don't know if it's a possibility to get around that 6. This safety is going to probably give up a shot on something. Yeah, the 1 ball, and if it goes too far, then he would have the 3 ball. It was a really hard safety from, I understand, wanting to break up the cluster of stripes, which is good, but it was very difficult to get that cue ball right back to the 12 and block off all of the possible shots for Tony. So let's see what he can do. So a little bit of first rack nerves in this hot seat match we're seeing. Troy going to get another look at the table with some of his stripes broken loose a little bit. And let's see if he can make good work of this. And Troy is a 543 Fargo. Just barely makes that 13. I think he was really focused on punching the 12 ball out a little bit so that he could have room for the 15 in that same pocket. He did get enough room. Let's see if he wants to come to the other side of the 12 ball now after this. Nope, he's going to stay below it and put it in the side pocket or corner. I think he's going to go side and try to float the cue ball down for the 10. He's going to play 12, 10, 11, 8 would have to be the pattern now from this angle anyway. Unless he decides to put it in the corner, then he can go with the 11 next. But if he goes side pocket, it's going to be the 10 ball next. I suppose he could have went 11 also after that on the side, but missed shot from Troy. That's going to bring the table back to Tony with solids. And the only ball that he can really see, I believe, is the 6 ball. It's possible that he's got this cut on the 1 if he wants it. Does look possible. It's unclear to me right now if he's got the room. Looks like he does. No, he's kicking. Good shot. It is an unusual thing when you can see a ball to not hit it and go for a kick shot, because you certainly don't want to give up ball in hand. Oh, a very nice jump shot from on table from John Mesa. Pulls off a really good jump shot on table 5. Okay. All right, so the safety from Tony pays dividends. He's going to get back to the table. However, this is going to be really difficult to get out of, because the 6 and the 8 are kind of, you'd have to be in a very specific position. I might take on the 6 ball right now and try to maybe draw into the 12 or something to open up that 8 ball. You do have to figure out how you're going to get on that 8 ball. You don't want it to be. That's a good shot right there. I like that. That's a good shot. He's got some separation. It is still going to be difficult to get back up to the 8 ball. Watch out. Okay, he's hooked between. So he's hooked here. He cannot. I don't believe that he can see the 2 ball, because the point of the side pocket is in the way. I think that he's going to have to. This is the only thing that he can really do. And that's going to make it really tough to get back to the 2. It's not what you want, obviously. And the safety is not easy, because the 12 and 10 are very accessible from pretty much anywhere, unless you have a blocker ball somewhere. So really unfortunate. Really unfortunate for Tony. And Focus is up 2-1 now. Looks like. Oh, I kind of saw that coming. It was a real difficult shot to get it back around for the 2. And even if he makes that, to get it from the 2 to the 8 would have been even tougher. So it was a real tall order for Tony.
With that shout out, Russ did a raffle for the juniors in the Canada Cup, and I myself am going to be walking around selling raffle tickets to help him out and help the juniors out. So he's doing great things out there. These juniors are going to be, coming up and doing what we're doing pretty quick. So anybody that feels like supporting, let's buy a raffle ticket. I'm going to be raffling off a whole few fantastic.
Nice combo there. Gets it to go. He might. I don't think he wants to take another combo because that's going to float the 10 over to the 8. He's going to have to pocket the 11 and draw into the 10 to move the 10 out to, more mid-table area so that he can have a shot at it. If you hit this combo, you're going to have to hit it fairly hard, and it's going to travel right towards the 8 ball. The 10 ball will travel after it cuts on the 11. I don't think he's going to take the combo at all. He's going to draw, hit the 11 and draw off the rail into the 10, popping the 10 down towards the bottom right corner, I believe. Oh, he was able to draw around it. How sweet was that? That was a beautiful shot. I didn't think there was room to draw the cue ball around the 10 without even touching it. That was a really good shot to get around that ball. So Troy trying to tie up the score for Payne's +2, and I think he will with this 8 ball. Meanwhile, Randy Baker back up on table 5 for his second match. He's won his first game. And in this second round, we're already down to round 2. Randy is playing Poncho. Okay, Troy's got to back cut this 8 ball. Watch the scratch with the cue ball. It is possible. So you want to draw away from it or do something to avoid the scratch here. Oh, really close to a scratch in the side. I was thinking he was going to put some draw on that cue ball to try to send it straight down like towards the 3 ball. Kind of took a chance at it, took a swing, but it worked out, and it's tied 2-2 in this hot seat match. And let's see. Okay. And he's back up to the table again. Right after that 8 ball, he gets to come right back and do it all over again. This is going to be a match between Troy and Patricia Tipton. Troy's break. And Troy Payne is a 543 Fargo. Patricia is a 515. So pretty close match there. All right, we got over 20 people watching now, but nobody in the chat. Say something in the chat. Let me know you're there. Where are you from? Who are you rooting for in this match? This is a hot seat match for the Lincoln City Western BCA 2025 Platinum Teams Championship. This is the hot seat match. Hit that share button. Get all your friends to watch. Put it on your Facebook groups for wherever your local area is. If you're in Salem or Yakima, get it out there. Oh, scratch off of the break, and that is the problem with the center ball break, the head ball break. It does tend to scratch if you're not really accurate with the full hit on the head ball. If you're off to the side a little bit on that head ball, the cue ball typically goes right to the side pocket, and that's what happened to Troy. Patricia's going to come to the table with ball in hand and lots of options. And meanwhile, Randy Earthshaker Baker is trying to close out his rack. On table 5, misses a shot. So that is going to bring Poncho up to the table on table 5. And this is Patricia with ball in hand on table 6. Lots of options, so it takes a little while in the beginning of the rack when you get ball in hand off the break, and there's some clusters. That's typically when you're going to see players take the most time. I will say that the refs are very adamant about keeping this tournament on schedule, and so if you are, I think, not completed with 10 racks by the first hour, a ball in hand miss from Patricia. And that's going to be an open table. Open table. For Troy. Sometimes when you have ball in hand after the break and you do all of your figuring and your planning and all your calculus and your calculations and all that, and then you forget to, not forget, but you kind of don't have the same kind of focus on that first shot that you would if it was the only shot. It was, if you only have one option, you can kind of put all your attention into that one shot. But when you've taken a minute or two and you've planned out your whole pattern, it's really hard to get back and get focused on that initial first shot to get going. And I think that's what happened with Patricia. Just a little off the mark with that one ball. Chat room is empty, guys. Where are you? All right. So Troy with solids. Everything has a pocket for solids. He might consider hitting the 4 ball here right now and just kind of coming underneath the 10, just going forward a little bit. Because I think if you leave the cue ball right here, it's pretty good for a 10 for the 7 ball next. And the 7 ball is probably the hardest ball for solids to get. Let's see. He looks like he's drawing, so I don't think that's what his plan is. Stop shot. And I missed what happened on table 5, but PAYNE'S +2, so it must have been Poncho that closed that rack out against Randy Baker. So back cut on the 6 ball. It's got to run into the 13, hold for the 5. Good shot. I like the control. I like how I didn't try to overpower that. Just a nice little soft cut, run into the 13, and that gets him perfect on the 5. The shape on the 7, you do want to be very specific. If you can get straight on the 7, it would be probably pretty ideal because the 8 plays up in the at the left side pocket. So he might, if he's got a little angle, he might try to just go forward and go off the rail and back up a little bit to get straight on the 7 ball. It's really hard to roll the ball in position. I think if you roll it forward and try to hold it for the 7, I think you're going to overrun it and end up with a back cut on the 7 ball. If you stop it, you'll be above the 7. So we'll see if he's got any angle and what he can work with here. Yeah, it's really, yeah, he actually did pretty good. I wasn't sure that he could hold it to that spot, but that was really good. He looks pretty straight on the 7. I think he can kind of pinch it a little bit, and he maybe have a little angle, but I think he can hold it enough to have a decent look at the 8 in the side for his next shot. And this is off of the missed ball in hand from Patricia on the open table. Troy trying to take full advantage for Payne's +2. Yep. Good shot there. Eight in the side is the call. Just got to wait for the traffic to clear on the right side of the table there. What's up, Michelle Zurich in the chat? Watching from Yakima, rooting on Payne's +2. And down goes the 8 ball. Good out from Troy to get his team the lead. And we're going to see a quick commercial for the Roadhouse in Eugene, Oregon. So if you're in the Eugene, Oregon area, check out the Roadhouse. They got 6 diamond tables in there. Great food, great drink specials. Fantastic place. What's up, Josh Anderson? I see you in there in the chat. Obviously rooting for your Yakima peeps. And it's 4-2 now. 2-game lead for Payne's +2. They have a +2 on the scoreboard. And this matchup looks like, let's see, is this, it's going to be Scott and John. So Scott Zurich and John Mesa. Well, we got all kinds of Yakima people in the chat. Do we have anybody from Salem, Oregon out there rooting for Focus? And make sure to hit that share button. We're up to 30 now. This is a hot seat match for platinum teams. Let's see how many viewers we can get up to. Make sure you get that link sent out to everybody. And if you want to watch table 5 on the big screen and have table 6 in a small window, we do have that stream available. I can post a link for you in the chat. See, table 5. Let's get that. Copy. There's the link for table 5. You can always watch it in the small window and listen to the commentary for table 6. I can only commentate really one table at a time.
Table 72, Tomas Pambona and Matthew Jacobs.
So it looks like Focus got one back there on that last game. We got a close match. So I guess Tony defeated Lonnie.
All right, table 67, Nick Skellinger and Jose Chavez. Nick goes to 2, Jose goes to 5 on table 67.
All right, so table 5 has Randy Baker after the dry break from oh no, I guess sorry, I was reading the scoreboard wrong. Randy Baker's break. He's playing against Troy on table 5. He got a good break and he's off to the races on this one. Oh, but he's missed his first shot. Oh, how about that? Baker doesn't miss very many of those. He's just standing there in disbelief at the table. Okay, so an error there from Randy. And that's going to give Troy an open table opportunity to get going on table 5. But meanwhile, here on table 6, Tony from Team Focus is getting to work. Tough 2-ball. I don't think this 2-ball has the entire pocket. So he's got to be clean with this. Yeah, that was not easy. He was trying to avoid clipping the 10-ball, and he ended up missing on the other side of the pocket, which can happen quite a bit. That's the way to do it, Michelle. That's the way to do it. If you've got multiple TVs or multiple laptops, it's great to have one on the TV and one on the laptop. We try to do what we can to give you guys the opportunity to watch all of the action so that you're not missing anything. I could put a commentator on table 5, I suppose, so that you guys could get commentary for both. But it would be pretty hard to listen to 2 different commentators at the same time. I might get a little bit confusing. Okay. And here we go, Scott Zurich. And this is a little bit touchy now. He's got a bit close to the 12 ball. I think he wanted to take the 12 next. He might have to change his pattern and go with either the 14 or 15. My guess is that he's going to be taking this 14 ball. Meanwhile, on table 5, it looks like table got turned over back to Randy. Yep, he is taking on the 14.
Table 73, Joel Pett and Juan Carlos Segundo. Joel goes to 5, Juan goes to 3.
And it's kind of he was, I think, maybe kind of playing that as a two-way. He didn't look fully committed to the shot, like he was really thinking about the safety position. He has given up a look at the 2 ball. However, the cue ball tracks to the side pocket. If you take this on down here, at this angle, you should be able to draw away from the scratch, I think. But you got to be careful with this one. Should be able to put a little bit of draw on it. Yeah. That's what he's looking at, the tangent line. How's the cue ball going to come off? The natural line puts the cue ball pretty much in the pocket, I think, or close to it. So a little bit of draw should be able to get you out of there. It's just a matter of, if you draw, are you going to get this cue ball to go where, right? In this area for the 3 next? Whatever you decide, it is going to be tough. And I don't think that there's a really good safety opportunity for Tony. Okay, so he's turned over the table. That's good to hear, Daniel. Says I'm flipping back and forth on the big TV. More locked in on this than I was during my doubleheader coaching today. That's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's good Saturday night action. Lincoln City, Oregon. Everybody wants a championship here. And meanwhile, Scott's got himself on the rail. It's going to limit some of the options for him being with the cue ball on the rail. If the 13 passes, I think he's going to take that first, because if he takes the 11, it doesn't really get him anywhere that he wants to go. So 13 passes, it looks like. Passes by. This should be okay. The 8 ball is going to be something you have to consider here, because it doesn't play to the bottom left corner. The 8 ball is blocked here. So he is going to have to figure out another pocket to put the 8 ball in. And I got to say, the 12 ball is the best key ball for the 8. But I think he feels like he wants to take it now, because the 11 doesn't get him to the 12 very easily. You can hit the 12, and actually I like this. Put the 12 here, a little bit of top inside, and try to bring that cue ball back up this way into this position. That's kind of what I see, is bring the cue ball above the 11 so that you can get down table for the 8. You want to get down basically where the 12 ball is right now is where you want the cue ball after this 11. This is good. This is really good. He got actually right in the circle that I had just drawn. And that's the perfect angle to get really anywhere down in this area, and you've got a great 8 ball. Yeah, easy to hit this too hard, but he's hit it absolutely perfect. He's got his choice to take it in the side or the corner, whichever one feels right. And this is to take the lead, because focus has now moved to tie it from the last rack. Randy Baker wins that, and Scott, 8-ball to the corner. He's missed it. That's not going to be, and he's scratched on top of it. So it's bad to miss an 8-ball. It's terrible to miss the 8 and scratch. Well, it's the worst case is making the 8 and scratching. So, but this is probably going to be a loss of game, depending on what John does here. But John is a 625 Fargo. I can't imagine too much of a scenario where he's going to have a problem here. He does have to do a little bit of back and forth movement, but with ball in hand, shouldn't be an issue. Okay, he's drawing back for the 2 next. It's a good pattern. A little angle on the 2 gets you nice and a little closer to the 3. 8-ball is accessible from pretty much anywhere down table. And meanwhile, Lonnie Payne at the table for table 5. And we are in round 3 now. Fast action. This is good. There hasn't been any safety battles yet, knock on wood, that we have seen. Okay, Scott takes down that 8-ball to give his team the lead, 5-4. And the next match is going to be on this table is going to be Francisco Silva, Poncho, versus John Mesa. So John coming right back to the table. Oh, do I have that wrong? Let's see. I must have gotten something wrong here. This looks like Tony Tipton coming to the table. It is. So I'm just going off the score sheet. Yeah, that's right. Tony versus Scott. Okay. Now I know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is going to be Tony versus Scott. Did I miss something or... I thought that PAYNE'S +2 won that last rack, but the point went to Focus. But that was Scott that was playing. Help me out in the chat. Did I miss something there? Shouldn't it be 5-4 PAYNE'S? If you guys are paying attention more than I am, it was Scott Zurich that won that last rack, and he plays for PAYNE'S +2 out of Yakima, but yet Focus got the point. So maybe they clicked the scoreboard wrong. Scott is on PAYNE'S, yes. Didn't he just win that last rack? And it was tied 4-4. I mean, I know I'm a little tired from being here all week. Oh, did I mess up the names? John Mesa got it. Okay, sorry, guys. Scott lost. Okay, sorry. Commentator error. Trying to pay attention to too many things at once. Not easy to... Teams is the hardest to commentate because you've got 8 players and some of them wearing jerseys, some of them not. And
So this raffle is for the handcuff for the juniors. Bad Boys Shop keeps everybody in match. What Bad Boys put up on
Yes, Michelle, I agree. Names on the back of jerseys is always easier for commentators to kind of figure out who's who. I mean, I know a lot of these players, but it's just hard when it's fast action. And I know this player's got his name on his jersey. That's Tony Tipton for Focus.
Okay, players, if you are interested in playing second chance golf with them for elected, please have about 10 more minutes to go sign up. It's $80, single elimination. About 40 minutes left to sign up for the bronze.
It's hard for spectators too. Yeah, exactly. So good safety, maybe unintentional. He did kind of give the wave. Okay, and this is Scott. I could have swore that he had won that rack, but yeah, I must be a little bit delirious from being here for 10 straight days, 9 straight days. I don't even remember now. It's like Groundhog's Day out here. Okay, call safe. We've got a heated battle. 5-5 deadlock tie. Yeah, looks like Poncho's up on table 5. Okay, safety is not going to be as desirable as he wanted. That 3 ball is very accessible. And on top of that, the cue ball is not frozen to the rail. So that means that Tony should be able to get some draw on this cue ball. He'll be able to cue down on the ball because it's not on the rail. That can help him kind of, navigate around that 15 ball. So a safety error from Scott. Okay, the 6 ball plays in the bottom right corner. He might have gotten straight enough on this to where he can kind of hold that cue ball close to where it is now. He might have a little angle, but then be able to play the 2 ball next. Yes, just like that. That's perfect because now a stop shot on the 2 ball gives you really good shape on the 4. That was a good shot from Tony. And just a follow shot. Yeah, just, that was a little bit of drama there. He has to check his heart monitor there on that one. Almost hung up in the pocket. And he has left his cue ball kind of close to the rail. Was not super accurate with that one, but accurate enough to pocket the ball and get shape on the 8, which is the main goal. Cue on the rail makes this a little bit more difficult, and that can cause a miss. So a miss for Tony for Team Focus, and that's going to bring up Scott Zurich from PAYNE'S +2 to work on this open table. The last time he was at the table, he played a safety that didn't work out so good, and he almost lost the rack because of it. But here he is back at the table, getting a second chance to make something happen. And meanwhile, Poncho's still at the table on table 5. Looks like some clusters are going on over there, so we might end up in a little bit of a defensive battle. On table 5. Safety. Almost leaked out a little bit. So his last safety didn't work out so good. This one wasn't perfect, I'll say. He has left maybe an edge of the 8 ball, and he might have also left a masse opportunity for Tony to potentially cut this 8 in the top right corner. Not sure. I think he's just calling a safety here. Nope, there he goes. That's the pocket to call. And I don't know if he has the line to hit it clean. I'll go, let's see, edge of the cue ball. Yeah, he has about half of the ball available to him, so it looks like he should be able to cut this. If I go draw a straight line from the edge of the cue ball past 13, that tells me that he's got a half a ball to hit with the 8 ball, and he needs to hit a little bit less than half a ball to get that to go. So he shouldn't need to swerve. Oh, and he drills the shot. What an incredible shot on the 8 ball. Just drills it dead center to the pocket. Oh, my goodness. Tony Tipton. That's highlight worthy. And speaking of highlight worthy, guys, we're doing a contest here in Lincoln City contest, for any shots that are done on an EvoSports table in Lincoln City. You can enter them, take a clip of the shot, put it on your social media page, and hashtag Evo Highlights, and you can get entered to be on the highlight reel clip. Top place prize, which was Stan Taranjo's 4-rail kick that you saw. That was 9 ball last year. He made that 4-rail kick. The top prize is a free entry into the singles 9 ball event. Second place prize wins a EvoSports jersey. So if you see any of your friends have a great shot, you can submit for them. It doesn't have to be the player that submits it. So you just take a clip on the YouTube video. There's a little pair of scissors icon on the bottom of your screen when you're watching the video. You hit that clip button and you can take a clip up to 60 seconds long. Copy that link and post it on Facebook. Hashtag Evo Highlights. And if it's in the top 10, they will see themselves on the video that we put out after the event. So that one was really good. He only had, and I tell you, the safeties from Scott, so he had 2 safeties in a row there, and both of them, I would say, failed safes because he left shots on both safety attempts. Scott did have the opportunity to run out. Wasn't easy, really, to where he was, but Certainly could have went offensive there. Okay, so who's up next? We've got let's see here. That was really a steal from Team Focus, I think, giving them a 2-game lead. Okay, so we've got Randy Baker versus Lonnie Payne. Randy asking the referee to break out his ball marker and move that template rack off the table. Okay. The rackectomy is complete. What's up, Triple G? We got eliminated. My team Chalkbox, got eliminated today. We just didn't have it. We lost both of our matches today. We finished just barely in the money. I don't know, 17th through 24th, something like that. A little bit of a disappointing finish for us, but that's how it goes. And so that was a dry break from Lonnie. And Randy Baker wasting no time. No one's going to ever accuse Randy of slow play. He likes to just fire the balls in. Very offensive player. Obviously has a good defensive game as well, but you rarely see it because he's so good on offense. He doesn't need to go to the defense as much. This one's got a little bit funny for him. He did not draw this back as far as he would like. Now he has an angle on the 15 that's going to send him into this traffic. So he might actually have to go back and forth through this window. So if he cuts this, he can bring the cue ball straight back this way and back to the 12 ball. And I think that's what he's going to have to do. Or he could take the 12 ball first, which he does, and goes back and forth that way. And this could be in trouble behind the 1. It stops in time. A good shot from Randy. Shooting his way out of trouble there. He's got to make another good shot to get shape on the 8 ball. And the 15 kind of rattles its way down and goes in, and he's got a good look at the 8 in the side to complete the table run off the dry break from Lonnie. And that's going to put Focus up 3 games, 8-5 with this 8 ball. Okay, next up on table 6. Let's see, who do we have? I believe it's Scott and Patricia are playing on table 5. So the next match is going to be Francisco versus Tony. So Poncho versus Tony. And Poncho is a 652. Tony a 531. And it will be Poncho's break. Not sure what the holdup is here. Somebody might have needed to take a bathroom break. Yep, here we go. And this is a game that he is favored to win And he definitely needs it for his team to not get too far in the hole here. They got to climb back into this thing now. A 3-game lead is pretty big in a race to 11 when you're this far along already. It was tied 5-5. Now it's 8-5. These things can get away from you real quick. Josh Anderson, yes, the gold finals from Patrick West was submitted, and that will definitely be somewhere in that highlight reel, I'm sure. The way that we determine the winners is we have a judges panel, and each judge blind scores. So they score on a range between 1 through 10 of how good the shot was, between execution, creativity, all of those kinds of things. And then they submit their scores for each of the videos that are submitted. We tally all of those numbers up, and whoever has the highest score gets first place, and so on and so forth. Okay, 9-ball down. Really good spread. I don't see any real problems. I do think that he's going to have to take stripes, which isn't a problem. I am a little bit curious about the 12 and 6 down here. Not sure how good that looks. But I don't think solids is a real good opener unless you can see the 6-ball. Yeah, actually, he can see the 6-ball. So if he chooses to take solids, it is there. I see that now. And if that 12-ball is in trouble, he would have to take the 6. He would have to take solids. I think it would make sense. If he chooses stripes here, that will tell me that the 12 goes by the 6 without any issues. Yeah, Triple G. It was not Patrick West's shot. Was not a jump shot. It was really a masse kick. He had to masse a little bit around that blocking ball and kick off the short rail, kicking the 8-ball all the way down table to the pocket to win the championship of the gold singles division in a hill second set hill thriller. So 6-ball, he took solids, and that tells me what I needed to know about that 14-ball. And he has tied up a couple of stripes as well, so maybe a little bit of an insurance policy for Pancho in case he gets in trouble. The 1 and the 4 you do have to pay attention to because the 1 has to be played before the 4. I believe a stop shot is what we're going to see here. Maybe just a little bit of a draw. Yep, a little draw off the rail. Get nice and good on the 7 or 3. He's got options here. I kind of like 7. You got to get the 5-ball too, though. Let's see. The 5 does not play to the bottom left. I don't know if the 5 plays to the bottom right. I don't think it does. I don't think the 5 plays to the bottom right. So I think the 5 is really actually what you have to be paying attention to. That's a great shot to hold that cue ball. It was a drag draw shot on the 3-ball to slow down the cue ball. And he's got to wonder if he should be taking, yeah, he knows that the 1 and 4 is something he's got to do now. Where is he going to get? He's got to get good shape on the 7 so that he could get down for the 5 in the side somewhere. Those might be his last 2 balls that he shoots. 7, 5, 8 might be the pattern that he chooses to get out with. Nope. It will not be that pattern. He's in trouble now. He's in trouble. This 5-ball does not go past the 10. And I don't think he can see the 4. unless he can. He's looking at it. Oh, maybe there's a gap there. Maybe there's a little bit of separation between the cue ball and the 7 ball, enough to where he can see the 4. That would be very fortunate. Yep, he can. That's really fortunate for PAYNE'S, because that was really close to an inning-ending error, we'll say. He's looking to see if the 5 plays. From my camera viewpoint, I don't think so. So he's going to come around, hitting the 7. He's going to come around to the other side of the 5 to play the 5 in the same pocket as the 7. Okay. Now on this one, he might want to bump the 8 a little bit. Wouldn't be terrible if he did. And it looks like PAYNE'S got one back on the other table. 8-6 now. And with this rack, they could make it 8-7. Okay. Poncho with the break and run. Nice job. Nice work. Break and run for Poncho. And we're getting down to it. The last round. And I believe it's going to be Randy Baker up to break. Yep, here he comes. Earth Shaker Baker. Going to try to get a break and run of his own here. And he's playing against Scott Zurich.
Jacob Rudowitz. The tournament desk, please. Jacob Rudowitz. The tournament desk.
Randy with the head ball break. Watch for that cue ball to squat in the center of the table. Oh, he kind of came off the side of it. He did not get the action on that break that he wanted, and that's going to be dry. And that's going to bring Scott Zurich up to the table with some clusters to deal with. You know, for a dry break, you'd kind of hope for something better than this, but it is what it is. He's going to have to play the 9 in the side pocket. It could go clean, and it could also go off the 12, but there's just so many problems with this rack. You got to get started, though. You have to get started. And then you have to turn on defensive mode probably and find a way to improve your suit. But he's not going for that. Does he have the 2-ball? I don't think he does. He's looking at everything, but I don't know if that 2... Yeah, it might. Yeah. Looks like it does. So he's going 2-ball. Okay. Looks like it does play. He's going to go across the template rack at a slow speed, which is never... It's always a little scary. Does he have a straight enough shot on the 3-ball? Ugh, I don't know. That 13 might be hampering just a sliver of the 3. It looks like with what he can see on the 3-ball, it looks like it's going to go to like right here. That's what it looks like to me. This camera angle. And you definitely don't want to remove the 3-ball and miss the shot. That would be detrimental against a player as good as Baker.
Stop charging me rent on it.
Okay. That was not bad. Cue ball on the bottom rail. Baker could start off with the 10 off Karam off the 12. And that's going to open up. That could potentially open up because the 12 could come down this way and open up that pocket for him. So 10 in the side. Using the 12 ball as the demolition tool to get that 5 out of there. No, he's cutting the 10 ball. That was interesting. I would have totally assumed that he would have used the 12 ball there because it looked fairly natural to pocket the 10 in the side off the 12 and move the 12 down into that area. But I am not good enough to make a judgment on Randy's decision. I'm sure what he did is the right move. Almost made it. So Scott with the 1 ball. Is he going to try to check it with inside and try to bust out the 4? Yes, he is. And he's successful with it. That was a great shot from Scott. A lot of inside to get there. And I really want them to take the template rack off the table, but it's not my decision, especially when you're rolling that cue ball over it. I don't like it. And meanwhile, on table 5, John Mesa trying to get some work done for Focus. What about the 3 ball? That's the question. Well, we're going to find out about the 3 ball right now. Does it cut up the rail? I think it does. It's not a shot that I would want to take at all. The position on the cue ball is going to be completely unpredictable on really how it's going to come off that 13 if you do take this shot on. You could also bank it into that, over by that corner. You could try to bank it up here and like call the 5 ball, right? And if you don't make the 5, you might create some problems for Randy. I mean, this is a bad situation for Scott because the only ball he can see opens up the only problem for Randy. Honestly, the more I look at that shot, the more I like it. Call the 5 ball, bank the 3 up there. What are we doing here? Safety? Okay. Go into the safety game. He has lined up those balls, though. Randy with a look at the 15 and the 11, but he's choosing the 15. And he's going to break out the 13 with the 11 ball. He's got the angle to do it. Watch for this to come right straight into the. Oh, look at how pretty that was. Except for the leave of the cue ball, but he's got everything in position by pockets now. Does he have a window to the 13? Yeah, he does. And he can access the bottom of the cue ball, which is good. He should be able to draw this out. He put a ton of left spin, but hits the point of the side pocket and brings it back out. He wanted to get that over, I think, for the 9, but this works out really good. You could play the combo on the 10 here. Safety, he says. Is that what he called? He waved his hand like he was calling safety, but no, he didn't call safe. No. When he waved his hand like that, usually that means that you're calling safe, but there's no way that he would call safe in that position. So I don't know. Maybe they were just having a discussion about something. I don't know. Or asking about his intentions. Okay. He's probably going to play this 10 off the 5 just to remove the 5 out of that pocket and draw back for the 14 in the same pocket. I think that makes sense. Okay, he drew back but did not draw back around the 14, and that could be an issue. Both the corner and the side are blocked for the 14. And focus is at 9 now, but that was an error by Randy to get on the 14. He's going to have to come with something. What's he doing? Not sure what he was calling there. I really have no idea what the shot was that he was calling. But Randy is certainly a fun player to watch. He's all firepower.
Last chance for second chance round. If you're not already hit, you have 9 minutes.
All right, 9-7 now in favor of Focus. They are 2 games away from winning the hot seat. And Scott Zurich can get Payne's one more back here. As long as he just stays in control of this, it is very much within his sights. And I see Patricia Tipton for Team Focus on table 5. Removing that rack and getting started. With this 8-ball, Payne's +2 can make it a 1-game race or a 1-game spread. And we've got Poncho for Payne's. Oh no, he's missed the 8-ball, and that's going to give Randy a chance at a bank shot here. Could play bank, could play safe, leaving the cue ball on the bottom rail. Way up here, if he wants to, maybe play something. Yeah, he's looking at maybe if he leaves the cue ball up here, leaving him something very difficult, but you really don't, you'd rather not. I think he'd rather just pocket this 14, but he is playing the safety. And so that's going to give Scott one more opportunity. That was a really good cue ball control from Randy. He's also blocked this right corner. He's also blocked the right corner, so I think we're going to have to see a bank shot here. I missed what he was calling. I accidentally logged myself out. A bank shot right to the corner. There it goes. Oh, my goodness. Scott Zurich with a big-time shot against Randy Baker. And that's why I didn't favor the safety there, because you just give a chance, right? If Randy makes the bank on the 14, but I think the reason he chose that is because the bank on the 14 would not have given Randy easy shape. Wouldn't have been automatic shape. So he decided to roll the dice and gamble a little bit, which was a good gamble. But wow. A bunch of twists and turns in that one. And on table 5, you got Poncho over there with control of the table, trying to tie up the score at 9-9 for Payne's +2.
Minute roll I just did on crap table.
I see Poncho still at the table on table 5, trying to tie the score up. I have a feeling this thing is going to go down to a hill match between Francisco and Randy. And if it does, it'll be Randy Baker's break, which is huge. And that's the home field advantage that you get, is you get that final hill break, winning the lag initially. Okay, second ball break here. Ball's going in a couple of different pockets. And this is going to be Lonnie versus John, I think. Nope, I had that wrong. This is Tony versus Troy. And I'm keeping one eye on table 5 to see what's happening with Poncho. I believe that's who's at the table there. Yes, on table 5. And on table 6, they're going to ask for a rackectomy, maybe. Not yet. Okay, so Poncho turns over the table on table 5. And that's going to bring up Patricia Tipton with nothing in the way Nothing in the way. Oh, so close. I'm watching table 5 over there. Patricia Tipton almost scratches in the side, and she's got 1 ball left before the 8 ball. It looked like the 2 ball. Oh, and she's missed it. She's missed the 2 ball, and the cue ball rolls in behind the 8. I don't think that Poncho is going to have a look at the final striped ball that he has left on the table. So Patricia got a fortunate roll off the missed 2 ball on table 5. And this thing is getting really close and really exciting. And that's not quite going to make it. Okay, table 5, Poncho. He's going to have to, I believe he's going to have to masse this maybe.
Just in case I don't see you again, you have a safe travel.
You too, man. All right, have a good one. Oh, I missed what happened. Poncho made the 10 ball, it looks like, or whatever stripe that was on table 5. And now he's got the chance to win this rack and tie the score at 9-9 for Payne's +2. Tough 8 ball for him. Drains it, and we have a tie ball game, 9-9. Oh my goodness, this is definitely going to go hill. And over on table 5, looks like you've got Lonnie versus John. Lonnie's break. Comboing in the 2-7. Two ball goes down as well. Cue ball is going to go in trouble. Uh-oh, we've got drama. That cue ball just had a little extra roll to it that got him in trouble. And he doesn't have a look at either the 6 or the 3-5, nothing. He's going to be kicking. And it looks like table 5 is, yeah, looks like Lonnie breaking. Okay, he's calling the 5 ball in the corner pocket, kicking 1 rail at the 5. So Lonnie dry broke on table 5. John is at the table. So Troy is really in big trouble here. But gets a good hit, and look at this. That was a great shot from Troy Payne right there to really put Tony into a tough spot. From where he was, that was a really well executed shot. Good speed. And Tony looks like he's calling the 11. It doesn't look like he's got the angle to get it, but maybe I'm wrong. He's got to go rail first. Yeah, he's kicking at this 11. And he's missed it, but leaving the cue ball in an uncomfortable spot for Troy. He could play this 6 in the side. It's not an easy shot, and it doesn't get you shape on the 3 or 5 without a little bit of luck, because there's just a lot of stuff in the way unless you can find a way to get the cue ball on the other side of the table. Now, if it was Randy Baker, he'd probably just drill this thing like this and move the cue ball around the table, but no. So a kick shot for Troy, kicking at the 5. High reward. If he makes this shot, it's a high reward because he would have the 3 and then most likely the out. But good shot selection from Troy, recognizing that this is the correct shot to not let, sorry, that was Tony, but to not let, or was that? Yeah, that was Troy. Sorry. That was a good shot from Troy to recognize that that's the, oh, I did not think that 10 slid by the 6. I think it might have even rubbed the 6 on the way to the pocket. That was a really good shot there. Heck of a shot, and it lines up nicely for the 11 in the side, put the 15 in the same pocket as the 11. And we could see Team Focus go on the hill with this. Oh, we've got more drama. He's got to cut the 15 now on the side. I thought that he'd be able to draw that back, but maybe at a little angle, and so it wasn't there. Nice. It doesn't get any closer than this. 9-9 in a race to 11. If these two racks go to both teams, then we're going to have a hill game. What are we going to get on the 8 ball? Perfect. Perfect in the side. Tony Tipton bringing it at the end of this rack, at the end of this match. What a big rack that was for Tony to pull off. And I'll tell you, starting with that 10 ball like he did, putting that all the way in the top right corner, that took some guts and some just nerves, man. Putting the nerves in check to roll that ball in like he did from all the way across the table. That was extremely missable. Okay, so on table 5, I'm just going to be commentating through the little window here. But it looks like Lonnie Payne is tasked with getting this to Hill. And Randy Baker breaking what essentially is the Hill rack. The final rack of the match will be Randy Baker versus Pancho Silva. And scratch on the break from Randy. We got action. That was huge. That was huge. So they both put their heavy hitters in that final rack spot. Pancho Silva, 652. Randy Baker, a 669. Randy scratches on the break. All in hand for Pancho. And I tell you, team focus is in it. Really, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think we're going to see this thing go down to the final couple of shots. And if this rack here finishes on table 6, I'm going to switch over to table 5 for the remainder of my commentary. So make sure that you have that link. I did post it in the chat, the link for table 5. I will move over to that for commentating. If this one finishes first and if Payne's wins this rack, I'll switch over to that and we'll commentate the final few shots. But right now, John Mesa, their 625 player at the table, an open look and a chance to close it out for focus. What a great hot seat match. Platinum team's hot seat match. Doesn't get more exciting than this. I mean, these teams are really, really battling it out. And Pancho taking his time, rightfully so. Very important rack. Winning. Oh, no, 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 no. This could be a problem. Can he see the 5 to the pocket? I think so. Should be okay. Yeah, I think that was really close to being a problem. And John Mesa on table 5. Still in control of this table. Looks like he has a very difficult striped ball sitting sort of right next to the pocket on the rail. He's really putting a lot of concentration. So I can't really see in the little window. I think that it is really close to the rail. He might be putting it all the way down in the corner down there. Nope, he's got it in the side. Okay. Poncho with the 5 ball. And Zach Zager gets in just in time for the man. We got big time action. I got Zach Zager in the booth now. I'm sure I know who he's rooting for.
Team Focus, baby.
Yeah, you got your Salem peeps in there, and but we got a bunch of Yakima people in the chat.
So table 5, we have John Mesa shooting right now, shooting stripes. Looks like he has 2 balls in the 8. This is Randy Baker on table 6.
Yeah, so what you missed is Randy Baker scratched on the break and turned the table over to Poncho. Poncho got in a little bit of trouble there. Turned the table back over, and now Poncho has a chance again.
So do you know this other team, PAYNE'S +2?
I know some of them. I've played against Lonnie Payne before, and but I think I just met the others just today. So one ball off the 3.
What a shot. Breaks a couple problems out. Now you got to deal with that 5. The question is, how do you get down there? You're going to have to do something with this 3 right now.
Okay.
Get yourself good. If you can get yourself a little on the left side.
But it's not going to matter because John Mesa is about
2 balls.
He's about to close it out for Team Focus with these 2 balls. He's got shape on the 8 in the side. He's calling the side pocket for the 8. That's going to be it. It's not going to matter what happens in this rack that we're watching.
Hold on, Patrick.
If he makes it.
Don't you dare pull that on my boy John Mesa.
Well, I guarantee.
Come on, John. I know you got this, buddy.
I guarantee table 5 is going to end before table 6 does because they got balls tied up now. But here it is, John Mesa for the win of the hot seat match, and it goes down. And he pumps his fist. Congratulations to Team Focus.
And PAYNE'S +2. I mean, you're still in. Let's meet again in the finals. I think that's
I think we're going to see a rematch.